Why? What if pretzels is my favorite food?
What is this? A theater?
Brendan Theater?
What's going on here, Tom? This is such an unflattering angle. Dude, my phone's got a thing where I can like zoom out.
You only ever pick unflattering angles.
Fair.
Hospital.
What's going on here? The boys found their home. There's a home event, which is cool because this is basically our like home. We're at Terra.
Terra coffee.
Hi, I'm Tom Armando. I have copies of what I'm about to read. If anybody wants to. Is it cool to leave it there for now? Cool. This is called Hospital, and it's about a trip to the hospital. Standing still in what obviously seemed to be the waiting room, for hours on end during the anticipation of unknowing, anxious tingles running up my spine in the wake of ambulances with no sirens, the cafeteria food in my stomach, turned upside down in the face of a doctor in no rush to speak to me. This much I know to be true, nothing is as it used to be. I'm sitting there in silence with a fistful of ice and a mouthful of blood, biting my own tongue in a disturbed frenzy by what asp of information made its slippery descent into my brain. The AC they kept on all through the halls. Two grew strange as the wind molested my moving body. The four walls I thought I knew began leaking colors I've only seen in nightmares distant from reality. This much I know to be true. The banshee no longer hears me. Glancing over at my mother's face, pondering what colors are hidden behind her sunglasses. The clock can't decide how long a single tick is. Children are still finding time to have fun, even in the midst of one of them being gone. The clock can't decide how long a single tick is, but there's a hole in the ground with his name on it. He'll wait there wondering when we'll visit. The worms will travel through the minds with him on their mind, and my endeavor to turn back time comes to an end. Where are these still unborn who can grant me eternal life? Where are these still unborn who can glance at me with no eyes? Where are these still unborn who can answer my final plea? Why is youth wasted on the young? But wait, dear friend, we'll meet again. Somewhere, somehow, when they break the news. And when they break the news, I'll be a different person. And when they break the news, I'll learn a new language. And when they break the news, I'll kiss our games goodbye. And when they break the news, I'll find you in our childhood home. But I met a magician from the valley the other day. His mystic letters flooded my brain. And with a gaze into what some would call a mistake, any question I ever had was taken away. He wore a mask on the back of his head and offered to walk me around the hospital beds, where once beautiful bodies wither in disturbing ways. All I could see was a coming decay. A baby in a coma dreaming of his mother's breast. That girl you made eye contact with clutching a crucifix. A man holding his wife's hand, pondering every little doubt, leaning in for one more kiss before he's asked to throw her out. The magician said, this may be the solution, as I really like this illusion, but my scars and contusions aren't to be mistaken for my confusion. I mean, I like these stories in these charming ways, and what a lovely place to rest my case. But what I really want is a less restricting place, with good silence away from any familiar face. Now we laugh and cry, and after quite some time we say goodbye to the only person who's seen the fear in my eyes. Any friend of yours is no friend of mine. The alchemy of reality severs my dreams. Now the boy I used to bleed brings tears to the streams. I run off into the garden seeking self-discovery, but all I could find are remnants of a name I dare not speak. Lightning crashes to bring the hazy gray. These nights find my place in an unfamiliar place. What I thought was grace withers into shame, and now you won't think twice about calling me when you get back to the valley. But I've spent too many of my nights now, staring off into nowhere with a blank face, seeking solitude in the shadows of yesterday. And I've spent too many of my nights where I shouldn't be, rather than the world's beyond me. But I found a candle in my closet to take me to a castle in my mind. So I'll ignore what's in front of me because I only want what's behind me. And I'll beg the banshee to let me hear all that I shouldn't be. I've saved you time in a strange piggy bank, but you threw it all in a fountain and wished me away. So I'll form new words when I reminisce on your eyes, and have it all lose meaning when I imagine you crying. Words my mouth doesn't know, colors my heart won't show. I'll dream a few dreams about the man you want me to be. I'll move through time hoping you call me when you get back to the valley. But here I am surrounded by four walls draining my memory. Am I tired or is this defeat? Dark nights filled with ancient dates, screaming letters of magicians who trick and magicians who wait. Poems about strange islands lost in time, stories about poisonous apples and vines. The passion flower blooms, and then never blooms again. But I took a walk down Daisy Row, and I realized this is my happy place where I had a happy. This was a house of mine where everything was. There was a wicker chair I never wanted to. There were blue handprints on the house. I wonder if there's still. My wetty boots are running through in the place I learned to. My grandma's in the kitchen craving flavors I never. In the place I learned what certain words. I can still see it. The place when I was. My grandpa's in the backyard taking care of our. My uncle's in the garage placing bets on. My little brother's in the playroom with a face I'll never. I think I need a. Because it has all come crashing. None of them are. I'm looking at my childhood home and I want to tell you all about it, but I'm taking a real long time. I think I'll just walk on by. Banshee, you're seeing voices gone. 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 I'm looking at my childhood home and I want to tell you all about it, but I'm taking a real long time. I think I'll just walk on by. Banshee, I can't hear you anymore. 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 I encourage anybody to take a copy over here. Thank you.
I think the thing that went wrong was I wanted you to open up your past. I knew it played a big role in what you were dealing with when I knew you, and I wanted you to know and feel that I accept you for what you were and what you've been through. But I fear that may have come off as pride. Instead of trying to get you to open up, maybe I should have just let it go. Maybe I should have let your past be your past. However, I think you got scared. There was finally someone who was willing to accept what you've been through, and I think you weren't ready for that. You didn't know how to accept someone who'd accept you, just like me. I wanted so badly to love you. I wanted so badly to fix you, for you to feel safe and to know you. I wanted to feel like you finally had someone. I wanted you to let me love you and give you all the love I had locked away inside of me for so long. She told me I need to be prepared. She told me I need to be okay with being alone. She asked me, what if you find her? And what if she dies? And it's something I never wanted to think about. I thought I had an answer, but I don't. Some people find it and they wait their turn. They wait their whole lives, and I feel like I found her, and she's gone. And now I have to wait my whole life. However, it's taken me a year now to realize I'm sick of writing and grieving over you. I'm happier now, because of what you taught me, for making me better and confident in who I am. So I guess I'll say goodbye, because I never got to. I will always love you, but I always hate and never forgive how you left, despite understanding why. I don't know. I'm sure I'll write about you again one of these days. Thank you. What size? Regular?
Teamwork makes the dream work. You good? Yeah, I'm good. Teamwork. Let's do it.
Oh wow, you ended up doing it. I got the chef's reaction too.
Regular Thai milk tea with mini boba.
Go get my bus card, yo. Go.
What's going on here, Tom?
I'm done. Spice.
Dude, this is gonna be one hell of a vlog.
It's so you feel safe with me, but maybe it's your presence that helps me feel strong. Maybe it's your
What are we up to, Tom? What's going on here?
Yeah, like, man, there's something that just is nice vibe. No words that's spoken.
Oh, actually, this is Mordecai and the Rigby's, isn't it?
What?
Mordecai and the Rigby's?
Yeah, something like that.
How you feeling, mate?
Go fuck.
Take two.
Director of the Workplace to the Press, Salakeet College, Little Manila Rising.
Like, what do you run from? Where do you lean? Will that rabbit find his lucky foot? Is your child out at sea? Did the kids turn out all right? Did the kids put up a fight? Will this winter end? Can these rules I made up bend? Is this where I ought to be? Estranged from humanity. I can't hear you anymore. 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 Your singing voice is gone. I met a magician from the valley the other day. His mystic letters flooded my brain with a gaze into what some would call a mistake. Any question I ever had